Okay, word problem, your favorite, a touch tank. I don't know what that is either. I think it's a tank where like you hit the thing and somebody falls in the pool. Anyways, it has a height of 3 feet. Its length is 3 times its width. Oh, I have no idea what that means. And its volume, or the volume of the tank, is 270 cubic feet. Okay, find the length and width of the tank. How many of you have no idea what this is talking about? That's great, me neither. All right, what it's talking about is I assume, a rectangular prism tank. All right, I'm gonna do my best to draw this, and so please don't make fun of me because it's gonna be really bad. But okay, so I draw 2 identical rectangles, and then I connect. Oh, geez, I connect them. Oh, it's just terrible. Ow, go home. Wait, I'm already at home. Okay, there's the tank, and then there's somebody sitting up here, and then they fall in the water. Okay, so what's this saying? It's saying it has a height of 3 feet. It's saying that its length, let's say that this is the length. The length, and I don't know if you guys remember this, means equals. So length equals 3 times the width, 3 times the width. I don't know what the width is. And the width, let's just call that W. And we're finding the volume. Well, how do you find the volume of a rectangular prism? Let's see, the volume of every prism in the world is area of the base times the height. And so in this case, the base is a rectangle because there's a congruent and parallel rectangle above it. And so it's a prism, and it's a rectangle. So I think that's the old length times width, right? To find the area of this rectangle down here at the bottom. And then times how many layers there are, which is 3. And that's the H. Okay, so here's what we got so far, right? Volume is equal to length times width times height. All right. Now we've written everything in variables. Now let's actually write it in the information that's given. First, the volume is, right? Volume is the same as. So instead of V, I'm going to put 270, and I don't need to put the units, but it's cubic feet. Equals length. I could either write L or I could write 3W. But notice that when we want to find the length and the width, we're going to want to have an equation we can solve. We don't want 2 variables, L times W times 3 in our equation. We want just 1 variable. So instead of writing L, I'm going to write 3W. Length times width, this is the area of the base, right? That's the area of this base right here, right? And so that's going to be 3 times W times, this is the length, times W again, times the number of layers. How high is this thing? How many layers are there? And there's 3 of them. And it's all multiplication all the time over here. So this is 270 is equal to 3 times W times W. Well, that's W squared. And 3 times 3 is 9. So that's 9 W to the 2nd power because you have 2 factors of W. Brilliant. Now I want W squared by itself, right? Just like we were doing a little bit ago. So I use the division property of equality. I divide both sides by 9. I get 30 is equal to W squared. And what's today's lesson all about? To solve this, we take the square root of both sides. Okay. And what do I get? Well, I get the positive or the negative square root of 30, whatever that is, equals W. Well, hold on. Wait. W is the width. Can the width be negative? No. So we actually want to reject this negative solution here. So we're just going to write over here, W is equal to positive square root of 30. And isn't that part of the answer for here? We're finding the length and the width. Well, there's the width. It's equal to positive root 30. And we could estimate that more. So we'll get to that in a minute. Let's just find the length. The length, wasn't it equal to the length? That was equal to 3 times W. Well, we just found out that W is positive root 30. So we can write that as L is equal to 3 times, instead of W, we're going to write, well, I guess I put the positive there, positive root 30. But if we're not solving an equation, this is going to be the principal square root. It's going to be the positive one, not the negative one. So we can just say L is equal to 3 root 30. Here's the hard part, you guys. This one's easy. What if 30 had a perfect square factor? We would have to simplify it. Like, for instance, instead of 30, say that this was, I don't know, 35. Oh, wait, not 35. That's terrible. That's a terrible one. Let's say that this was 50, okay? Let's say this was 50, and then 25 would be a factor, right? It'd be 25 times 2, and then you'd have to use the product property of square roots to split it into 25 times 2, take the square root of 25, which is 5, multiply it by the 3. All I'm saying is that you need to be careful here. And yeah, it's bugging me too that happened. I don't know how that happened. So it's a square root. And so you have something like this. This is just L is equal to 3 root 30. This one doesn't have any perfect square factors. I should say that the square root of 30 is somewhere between, well, let's see, the square root of 30. What perfect squares is 30 close to? 25 is below 30. And what is the square root of 25? Isn't it 5? And what's the square root above 30? Well, 5 squared is 25. 6 squared is 36. So the square root of 36 is 6. So this is going to be somewhere in between 5 and 6. So that can give you a little bit better estimate of what this actually is. All right, everybody, as always, I'm going to post this on Google Classroom. And if you have any questions, you can ask them there or email me. You're an amazing class. I hope you guys are having a good time out there and the best time that you can in these tough circumstances. I'll talk to you later.